Hello everyone, my name is Bygl and welcome back to yet another episode here from the Let's Play series. I hope you are having a wonderful day today, even if it's a rainy one. I still hope it's a wonderful day. Wanna see the most illegal thing I own? Oh boy! Who remembers these things, huh? Bundles that they were supposed to add in 1.17 and they never got into the game, except they were in a snapshot and we actually crafted them when our world was on that snapshot, so we do actually have access to them on our world. So it's kind of like an exclusive feature of this world, which is pretty cool. I think they got cancelled because of parity reasons, like they couldn't just make the bundles same on both platforms for some reason, so they kind of postponed them and forgot about them, I guess. Whatever, they're not the most exciting feature anyway. I mean, they are cool. We can do some cool stuff with them, but for the time being, we're just gonna leave them in our inventory, I guess, just to, flex on someone. I don't know. Anyway, I've got copper. Look at this. We've got a bunch of copper. Last episode we went out to explore a little bit, like into the mangrove biome or into the deep dark, and I grabbed a bunch of copper while I was there. So we have two shulkers that need smelting. Now, just a few episodes back, we did repair our smeltery that we built in Spruce Town, but ever since there were snapshots for 1.19, I had an idea for a cool new smelter design that I really wanted to do. So you know what, even though we have a fully functional smelter, we're gonna try to do something a little bit different today. Also, this is our storage systems, like back room area, I guess, where I do all of the maintenance when stuff gets caught in the water streams or whatever. Anyway, there's a hole in the ceiling. Oh my goodness, freaking Enderman. Yeah, we're gonna build something in the mountain today. I already prepared a area right beyond the squid farm over here, which, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this ever, but it's totally broke. Again, the axolotls keep spawning for some reason. I don't know what we're gonna do about that. Ooh, close up. We do have a bunch of ink left in here though, so if we just need more, I guess we can just grab an axolotl, place them in here, and it's gonna be fine. Anyway, the area we're gonna be working on today is a little bit further away this way, and it's right down here. As you can see, I already prepared a bunch of stuff that I can show you. And so this is gonna be our smeltery room in the mountain here. Since we already built the mountain and it's just a big empty space, I guess we can build at least a few things on the inside of it, if nothing else. So this right here is a brand new smelter design that I came up with in my spare time. Probably not the most optimal thing, and by probably I mean it definitely isn't the most optimal thing, because it's far from efficient as far as distribution and stuff like that goes. But I came up with it, therefore that is what we're doing. So I'm gonna give you just a very brief explanation. It's a very simple machine, and this new smelter design is possible thanks to this brand new item we got in the 1.19 update, and that is the boat with a chest. This is like this splitter which distributes all of the items that need to be smelted into all of the different furnaces. So there's 9 furnaces right below it. If I hit the hitbox button, you can see that it is indeed right about this hopper and this hopper, so it's right about 8 hoppers. It can be about 9 hoppers if you want, but this middle block is just a plank over there because we couldn't really fit another furnace right in the middle of there. There wouldn't be a way to put fuel into it, so we don't do that. We're just gonna have the 8 furnaces, and the second chest that we have over here distributes all of the fuel items into the furnaces. However, not equally. It goes one furnace after another. That is a big flaw with this design. So we have 2 like hopper lines, one that leads this way and one that leads that way. They kind of meet up in the middle over there, and you can see that this furnace is full of fuel, this one as well, but this one isn't, and these hoppers are lacking quite a bit of coal, as you can see. So yeah, not the best way to set up the fuel delivery, and it's been a second since we did stuff like this, but maybe we could do this together on camera after a while. And so what you want to do, if you want to build this for yourself, which I don't recommend, but if you do want to do it, then you're going to have 4 hoppers like this, and then 4 hoppers pointing into the hoppers we just placed like this, and this is where your furnaces are gonna go. I recommend putting like the oven fronts towards the middle so you don't have them showing out of your build. That's just a aesthetic design choice that I did. You're gonna have 2 blocks of anything in the middle, doesn't matter what this is, as long as it's not like a redstone block or something, then it's gonna be good. You're gonna have 8 hoppers pointing into these, that is the input done, and then you need to have 3 hoppers on each side pointing into the furnaces. This is for the fuel, and then you just need to figure out where you want to have the chest for the fuel input. So over there you can see that we have it pointing towards us, so I want to have it mirrored over here, so we're gonna put it in this spot. So what you want to do is you want to start from the back. We're gonna put 2 hoppers pointing into the wall here, and then this one is gonna have a hopper line pointing to it like so. Don't do that. I'm gonna need to take that out. Dang it! Working with this many hoppers can be quite annoying. So we're just gonna do this, and you're gonna end the hopper line there, and to point it into this hopper, and we're gonna do the same. It's gonna end here, and just to have it symmetrical, we're gonna put a hopper here and hopper here, and we're gonna put the fuel chest like a so, and that should be good. Now we just need to put the spruce board with a chest in here, and the thing is done. I should mention, by the way, that I did not actually test this out yet, so if this is somehow horribly flawed, then I guess I'm gonna just cancel the patent to call this the Bygl smelter or something. Hopefully it's good. Testing will be done very shortly, and now we need to figure out the fuel source for this. However, as you saw, we need a lot of fuel to even kickstart the operation of this thing. Alright, I decided to take a little bit of time with this project. As you can see, I did quite a few things. We have the 2 basic sets of the design, and then we have a blast furnace design here, and a smoker variant as well. We're not gonna really worry about these 2, because, you know, these 2 work in a similar way and that these things do, but we're gonna do a little bit of a fuel test, if you will. So fueling these things is probably the biggest issue with the design, I realized. So I did the math, and you need about 80 stacks of your desired fuel item to even kickstart the smelting process. So yeah, I'm afraid this is not gonna be the next big new thing, but it doesn't need to be. I'm just kind of experimenting with the new boat splitter and all of that. That's kind of the main reason why we are doing this. You may also notice the composters that I decided to add on top of the designs. These do 2 things. The main one is that if I like break some blocks and they kind of shoot out, if they decide to shoot out on top of the hoppers will not pick them up, because they are checking the composters for items to be picked up, like bone meal from the composter. So even though this should be able to get picked up, it won't. This way the module doesn't clog up with useless stuff that can't be smelted. And second of all, having the composter above the hopper also reduces lag a little bit, because if you have a empty hopper, kind of like this one, it's always checking if there is something above it so we can pick it up. But if you have a composter or a furnace above it, that reduces lag quite a bit, because it doesn't need to check for items every tick anymore. Anyway, as you can see, these 2 modules are actually filled up with separate fuel sources. This one has a lot of coal in it. I actually had to go out of my way to gather up some coal, so I did a little bit of surface mining, a little bit of strip mining, some speed mining as well. I also raided basically all of our storage systems to gather up as much coal and coal ore as possible, and yeah, I still had to do quite a bit of mining even after raiding all of those storage systems. So we have a little over like 90 stacks of coal and this whole module, and honestly I'm kind of happy that I decided to fill this thing up with coal, because I kind of missed just going into caves and caving a little bit and mining. I don't really do a lot of that on this world anymore, because I did it so much back in the day, and back in the day being like 2 years back, so not that far back. But that basically procured so much stuff for me that I didn't really need to mine for a very, very long time, so now I finally had a reason to do that again. Anyway, this second one is actually filled up with wool. Wool only smelts half a item per block, so we need 2 wool blocks to smelt a single item. I don't think this is gonna be fast enough, but I kinda just wanna test out how that's gonna work, right? If that's even a viable fuel source for this kind of smelter. So we're gonna test it out. It is completely filled up with wool, I believe. Okay, it's not 1000% filled up, but every single furnace should have at least a few stacks of wool. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm also gonna put in some copper into this one. So let's fly up. I'm pretty sure I can jump there from here. Ah, dang it. Alright, let's try and do this. Shift click and put the copper in. And it should very quickly get distributed between all of the separate things. Let me get the rest of it. Oh, I need to remember to hold shift when I'm loading this thing up, but you can see that it's extracting things at 8 times super speed, which is really, really nice to see. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna take this, and I'm also gonna fill up this other one. Here's the copper. Take that out and put it in. While that thing is smelting, I'm just very quickly gonna make a bunch of these shears, and I'm gonna refill all of these dispensers in our wool farm, like so. And after just a little bit of time, we have 2 almost full barrels of copper. Look at that. And as far as the fuel goes, the coal seems to be doing really well. We didn't even lose half a stack of it per furnace. And the wool, however, yeah, if you want to use fuel for this thing, you're probably gonna need way more of a stockpile put into it. Probably like a couple of double chests, just so you can do like a couple of smelts before having to refill it. So we're gonna move on from the smelter project for a little bit. I kinda wanna do some other stuff with some 1.19 content as well. Like, for example, frogs, right? Frogs are a new thing that was added. We experimented with them a little bit in the last episode. And by experimented, I mean we didn't really do anything with them other than collecting them, now I'm realizing. So I'm quickly gonna grab those, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something that I wanted to do for quite a while here in the Compendium project. For the longest time, what I wanted to have here is a river that kind of cuts through the entire area. So this is the current plan, kind of just a river that goes straight this way. We also kept a few of these like creeper explosions around here, and we're gonna actually let those stay. So there's gonna be like the river going through over here. There's the pathway, right? And it's probably gonna go a little bit underground, kind of like so is what I'm imagining. We're gonna dig to the other side, and there's gonna be like a little dip, and here we can build up a kind of a bridge. That could be pretty cool. And then the water is gonna like fall down a little bit over here. Then there's gonna be another small waterfall over here. So yeah, we're gonna try to let the area do a little bit of storytelling on its own. It's probably not gonna even be recognizable after we're done with it. So yeah, it's not very good storytelling in that case. Anyway, here are the tadpoles. I'm gonna grab this with me. And we're also gonna grab a little bit of, where is it? There it is. A little bit of this. Okay, so this is the kind of style that we're gonna go for. It's not the basic stone and foliage type of stuff, but we're rather gonna go for the granite, because if you remember, the whole objective of building here in the Compendium project is kind of just to try and stray away from using the color gray, because we've been using it way too much in every single other location. So we're gonna try to keep the use of the color gray to a minimum, and that is why this whole thing is gonna be made out of granite for a change. And I actually have a pretty cool idea here. Well, it's not necessarily my idea, it's actually a idea of a person known as Mr. Frogger, and he came up with an amazing design for ponds and rivers and that kind of stuff, just wet areas in general. And one of the things he did is he placed these things in his areas. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't know if the candle is the best option for this. A flower pot might be slightly better. Actually, no, I think I like the candle quite a bit. I like the black tip on it on the top. It really looks exactly like a cattail. Sure, then that's what this is supposed to resemble. It's like a cattail. Is that how you pronounce it? Or do you pronounce it separately, like cat tail? Cattail? Or is it cattail? I have no idea. But we're gonna place a few cattails. Man, that's a difficult word for me to say. A few cattails around this area. Some of them we can put into water like this. Most of these they're probably gonna be like on the shore. Let's try putting one. We have plenty over here. We're just gonna put one, and then we can put one around here maybe. Maybe I overdid it just a little bit, but I still think it looks really good. Just on its own without any other foliage in this place, and that is... yeah, that is quite a big compliment for the design then. And that means it is doing a good job of populating this pond with greenery. And so we're gonna give it a little bit of a support, and we're gonna place in maybe a little bit of sugar cane. I'm probably gonna put some string about this kind of stuff. I wish they allowed us to shear the tops of these sugarcane pillars as well. From what I remember, you can only like shear the bottoms of these and like some vines and that kind of stuff. I wish we got the option to shear like the tops of sugarcane pillars as well. Let's do one. Oh no, we can't do one over there. I kind of placed these things already on the spot where sugarcane would normally be. I guess we can do another. Let's do a free one actually on this spot. There we go. And now it's time for our little friends to join the Compendium project. Now we're not only storing most all items in the game in this place. I mean, we're not really storing that many items in here, but we are storing quite a handful. And the plan is to store them all one day. But now we're also gonna store a bunch of these tadpoles in here as well. Sadly, I think they're all gonna be a single color. I think they should grow up to be like those orangish types of frogs. That actually got me thinking. Let me... oop, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Let me grab one of these tadpoles at least. And I'm gonna fly away. This is a plains biome. And if I just fly a little bit this way, this is considered windswept hills. I wonder if this area would count to spawning a green frog for us, because they require a, what's it called? Cold temperature. And this seems pretty cold to me with the snow and everything. No! Okay, didn't consider that possibility. Oh my goodness. Please live. No! Oh, we have a casualty. Ah, dang it. Hey! Oh my goodness, look at this guy. Look at this guy. What an absolute legend of a mob. Whoa! Where is he? Oh, there he is. So while all of these frogs grow up, I'm gonna show you the game plan. I don't really want to do any more terraforming on camera, because watching terraforming on YouTube is like watching paint dry at times, especially if it's in real time and not like in a time lapse. So hey, we now have 2 frogs, look at that. Yeah, this is how the shape of the river is looking. I'm gonna give a top-down view so you know what's happening. It's gonna go kind of like this. Whoa. Then a bit of a turn back, a small turn, and then there's a narrow area over there. That's where the new bridge is gonna be, right below the crowns of those trees. And then I'm gonna try and figure out a cool pathway for this water stream to go, because this is kind of boring as well. Maybe a little bit more curve could go into this. But yeah, I'm just gonna do the same as I did with the pond, and I'm just gonna apply the same decorations to the river as well. Alright guys, sadly I am out of time for today's episode, so we won't be able to do anything else. And what I will be able to do between episodes is I'm gonna think about how to wrangle these guys, because these guys are running away all over the place. They were all the way over there in the forest. I had to take them out with leads. Yeah, I don't think we will be able to keep them here for long, but when you walk fast, look what happens. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Okay, come here guys, come take a look at this brand new river we now have in our base. Let me take these leads off. Oop, where are you going? There you go, breed them up so we can get some more frogs. I'm gonna be breeding up between episodes quite a few of these. Hopefully we can get like a dozen of these jumping around the compendium, because eventually they are gonna wander off into the distance anyway, so it's better to have a few more of them, if nothing else. But yeah, let me show you what I did here. So there was a lot of mossing happening. I just spammed a bit of bone meal on moss, so it created a lot of greenery around here. I'm probably gonna be punching away most of this grass. I like having the grass here, but just a little bit. We have a little thing that goes into the mountain. I was thinking of having like a waterfall, but couldn't figure out how to have the granite waterfall in a stone wall, and didn't really look good, so I just decided to go with this simple like pathway which goes into the mountain. Maybe we can do something with this in the future. And then it goes into the pond we built over here. I don't think we can travel via boat in here, so I'm gonna have to just swim around. But it goes kinda like this. Swerves around just a tiny bit, and it goes around like so below this tiny little bridge we just walked over with the frogs. It doesn't look very good, I am totally aware. It's not my best work, I'll give you that. But I mean, it gets the job done, right? It's not too bad. Then down here I sneaked in one more tree build. I still need to put in the glowberries. That's a good reminder now that we're here in the night, in the dark. But there is a little waterfall where the water just goes down. There's another big swoosh. And then there's a slightly bigger waterfall that happens over here, which looks really cool. And we also have some sea pickles that light it up very nicely. And then it goes down here and joins into the ocean, like this. Also, the frog we had over here also turned out to be orange in the end, and now is absolutely nowhere to be found. Just came to our little house to sleep for the night, and I got reminded of something we should probably do, because it's been a while since we did this, right? How about we update our map? Let me just make some inventory space. So, where did we build? In which places did we build? We have a tree here now. Let me just quickly update this. No, that's a little too low. It's like here. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, there is a big difference there. So that's the tree. Sadly, that is the AFK spot that I have above it that doesn't look very good. I might get rid of that when I update the map next. Then this is gonna have big changes. This is gonna have big changes. And also this is gonna have huge changes as well, because the mountain is now actually done. So let's very quickly just fly around. So this updates. Oh my goodness. Why does stuff look so black on the map? I have no idea. And it makes me kind of sad. Also, the snow looks kind of weird on this area. Don't know what's happening with that. Is that how the snow actually looks in here? I guess it kinda does. And this is how this area is looking now. We also have this little thing appearing on the map. I don't think I updated this part of the map, so we only had this over here and now we have the rest of the build. That's our skeleton farm that we're gonna work on very soon. Over there are just my shulkers that I currently placed there. That is the brand new pond we just built today, and the river actually looks really cool on the map. I really like it. The plan is to finish all of those like little ponds you can see in the surrounding area to have a similar style to this one. So we're probably gonna do this one in the future, probably these ones as well, and definitely these ones in this area over here as well. And one very last idea that I had before we end off the episode is this build, this music making machine, right? Let me actually turn it on since we're already here. We basically never use this. Sometimes when I'm building trees in the area I do actually activate it. There we go, awesome. I'm gonna very quickly place in a barrel and a jukebox here. Let's get rid of this. I don't really want to have this here anymore. You know, since every single build in this area is supposed to have a storing feature, like over there we store books, over there we store everything in small quantities, over there we have the ender sorter, that is the basic mini storage building. So how about we make the music making machine the building which stores the music, right? So we're gonna put in a music disc here to signify what this is for, and we're gonna put these in. I don't know what order we should do it in, but we're gonna put in the music that we have. I believe we should have more music than this. I just couldn't find any of the other music discs anywhere, which got me really confused. And that is going to be everything from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Oh my goodness gracious!